What's happening, Pump Talk Nation? Get ready to buckle up, because the news cycle is spinning faster than ever, and we've got the inside track on the stories that are about to break the internet. From gut-wrenching dramas that leave you speechless to legal battles that could reshape cities, and even animated universes expanding to the big screen, we're diving deep into it all. Plus, we've got a look at nature's raw power hitting historic landmarks. You won't want to miss a single second of this high-octane update. Stick around, because this is Pump Talk News, and we've got your essential download right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A raw testament to a young life's final moments captivates Venice. This powerful documentary brings the harrowing true story of a child's final hours to the forefront, marking a significant and emotional entry at a major film festival. On Wednesday night, the Venice Film Festival bore witness to an extraordinary display of emotion as a docufilm titled The Voice of Hind Rajab received an unprecedented 23-minute standing ovation. The audience, visibly moved to tears, recognized the film as potentially the most impactful and urgent entry in this year's prestigious event. This cinematic work delves into the heart-wrenching true-life drama surrounding the final moments of 5-year-old Hind Rajab, a Palestinian girl whose young life was tragically cut short along with 6 members of her family on January 29, 2024. The devastating incident occurred after the family received evacuation orders from the Israeli military, prompting them to attempt to flee Gaza City in a car. Tragically, as they were just leaving their neighborhood, their vehicle was targeted by Israeli shelling, resulting in the death of everyone inside except for Hind. Left as the sole survivor, the recording that forms the core of the film captures Hind's desperate calls to a dispatcher from the Palestinian Red Crescent Society. For 3 agonizing hours, she pleaded for help, her voice trembling with fear as she asked, "Please come to me, please come. I'm scared," all while the sounds of gunfire echoed in the background. Hind's chilling account included her realization that she was alone and the terrifying confirmation that an Israeli tank was approaching her position. It is this deeply disturbing and profoundly human audio recording that has been powerfully woven into the fabric of the docufilm, offering a stark and unfiltered look at the final moments of a child caught in conflict. The film's premiere at Venice has ignited discussions about the power of cinema to bear witness and to amplify the voices of those most affected by global events. The film's premiere has sparked widespread emotional reactions and calls for greater attention to the humanitarian crisis. Analysts are highlighting its potential to influence public perception and drive diplomatic conversations. Prepare yourselves for a legal showdown that could redefine city governance. Next, we're heading to the nation's capital, where a major lawsuit is set to challenge federal authority. A legal battle erupts in Washington, D.C., over federal troop presence. This lawsuit challenges the legality and authority of a prolonged federal National Guard deployment within the city, raising critical questions about civilian control and local autonomy. Washington, D.C. Attorney General Brian L. Schwalb has initiated a significant legal action, filing a lawsuit on Thursday aimed at terminating the federal National Guard deployment within the city, a move he has vehemently described as an unlawful military occupation. This deployment, which began on August 11th, has seen nearly 2,300 troops from 7 different states stationed in the nation's capital. Schwalb asserts that this action exceeds the president's constitutional authority and directly infringes upon the principles of local autonomy guaranteed by the Home Rule Act. The core of the lawsuit's argument is that the troops were initially placed under the command of the Department of Defense and subsequently deputized by the U.S. Marshals Service to carry out law enforcement duties. Schwalb's office contends that this arrangement fundamentally violates the established prohibition against military involvement in domestic law enforcement. Under existing law, presidential emergency deployments are legally limited to a maximum of 30 days, unless explicitly extended by an act of Congress, meaning the current surge was slated to conclude on September 10th. Furthermore, Schwalb alleges that the federal government is unlawfully asserting command over state militias without formally integrating them into federal service. a practice he argues contravenes both the Constitution and federal statutes. The complaint details how these deployments pose a significant threat, potentially eroding the vital trust between residents and law enforcement, exacerbating existing tensions within the city, and inflicting damage on its economy, particularly impacting the hard-hit restaurant and hospitality sectors. Evidence of this economic strain includes the Restaurant Association Metropolitan Washington's recent decision to extend its summer restaurant week in an effort to attract patrons amidst the troop presence. The Attorney General's office further emphasizes that these deployments undermine public safety by inflaming tensions and diminishing the trust between district residents and the police, thereby violating the spirit and letter of the Home Rule Act by overriding local control. Despite these concerns, Greg Pemberton, the D.C. Union chairman, has indicated that the long-term objective remains for the Metropolitan Police Department to reassume full operational control and responsibility. Residents and local businesses have voiced concerns about the impact on daily life and the economy, while legal experts are weighing in on the constitutional implications of such deployments. Get ready for some exciting news that will delight families everywhere. Our next update comes from the world of beloved animated characters, and it's heading to a whole new medium. Beloved animated pup Bluey is set for a major cinematic debut. This announcement brings the globally adored children's series to the big screen, promising a new adventure for fans worldwide. Prepare for a massive cinematic event as the beloved animated series, Bluey, is officially heading to theaters. BBC Studios, Ludo Studio, and Walt Disney Studios made a joint announcement on Thursday, confirming that a brand new animated movie based on the hit show is slated for release on August 6, 2027. Fans can eagerly anticipate joining Bluey, her mum Chili, dad Bandit, and little sister Bingo on an entirely new adventure. The series, which centers on the imaginative Australian blue heeler pup who adores games and pretending to be a grown-up, has captured hearts globally. The upcoming movie will be penned and directed by the original series creator, Joe Brumm, who expressed his long-held belief that Bluey deserved a theatrical release. Brumm stated, "I've always thought Bluey deserved a theatrical movie. I want this to be an experiential event for the whole family to enjoy together." Following its worldwide theatrical run, the film will also be accessible for streaming on Disney+. The animated feature is set to showcase the returning voice talents of Melanie Zanetti as Chili and David McCormack as Bandit, reprising their iconic roles. The Bluey series has achieved remarkable success, becoming the most-watched series on Disney+ in 2024 and earning a prestigious Peabody Award in the Children's and Youth category. It has also garnered significant acclaim, including Television Critics Association awards in both 2023 and 2024 for outstanding achievement in children's programming. The global reach of the Bluey series is undeniable, with its episodes available in over 140 countries worldwide, cementing its status as a cultural phenomenon. This news has sent waves of excitement through the parent and fan communities online, with many anticipating a family-friendly blockbuster. But before we get to animated adventures, we're turning to a story of nature's fury. Our next report details a devastating impact on a historic town in California. Lightning strikes ignite infernos, reducing a historic California gold rush town to ashes. Wildfires, sparked by a massive lightning event, have caused widespread destruction in Northern California, leaving a trail of devastation and prompting emergency responses. The historic gold rush town of Chinese Camp, California, has been left in ruins following a series of lightning-sparked wildfires that have ravaged nearly 14,000 acres across 3 Northern California counties. Authorities confirmed at least one firefighter sustained injuries while battling the blazes. The incident began Tuesday night when an astonishing 17,000 dry lightning strikes hit Calaveras County and its neighboring Stanislaus and Tuolumne counties, the region where the picturesque Chinese Camp is situated. These strikes ignited multiple fires, collectively designated as the TCU Lightning Complex Fire by the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, CAL FIRE. As of Thursday, The combined acreage consumed by these fires reached 13,790 acres. Numerous structures have been destroyed, and mandatory evacuation orders have been issued across the affected counties. While containment efforts showed some progress, with the overall complex at 15% containment by Wednesday night, several individual fires within the complex remained at 0% containment. A firefighter was injured on Thursday morning when a fire engine overturned along a road within the fire zone, according to CAL FIRE. The injured individual was transported to a local medical facility for assessment, though their condition was not immediately disclosed. Fortunately, no other injuries were reported in connection with the accident, and an investigation into the cause of the overturn is underway. Residents of Chinese Camp, a small foothills community located about 60 miles west of Yosemite National Park, have described the devastation in stark terms. Randall Hoffman, a resident whose own home was spared, described the scene as Armageddon, estimating that 95% of the town was lost. The specific wildfire that overwhelmed Chinese Camp, known as the 6.5 fire, had scorched 6,984 acres by Thursday and remained entirely uncontained, according to CAL FIRE. Structures throughout the tiny community, which was founded by Chinese gold miners in the 1850s, were either reduced to rubble or severely damaged. Another resident, Pete Tomeno, recounted the terrifying speed at which the fire advanced, stating, "To watch it come over the ridge the way it did, and as fast as it did, that's absolute fear," after he was forced to evacuate his home. Mandatory evacuation orders were in place for at least 11 areas threatened by the 6.5 fire, including the entirety of Chinese Camp, home to fewer than 100 residents. Meanwhile, the 2.8 fire, also ignited by lightning in Calaveras County and part of the TCU Lightning Complex fire, had burned 1,333 acres as of Thursday, with containment reaching 15% thanks to the efforts of air tankers, helicopters, and ground crews. Further north, the Blue Fire, which started on August 26 in the Klamath National Forest in Siskiyou County near the Oregon border, had burned 2,055 acres and remained 0% contained, with ongoing mandatory evacuation orders. Eyewitness accounts paint a grim picture of the destruction, with officials focusing on containment and supporting affected communities. And that brings us to the end of another packed edition of Pump Talk News. We've covered a lot of ground, but we'll be right back with a quick recap and your final call to action. A powerful film about a young life's final moments received a massive ovation at Venice. A legal challenge has been launched in D.C. to end the federal National Guard deployment, sparking debate over authority. Get ready for a blue-eye movie hitting theaters in 2027, delighting fans worldwide. And historic Chinese Camp, California, has been devastated by lightning-sparked wildfires. That's all for today, Pump Talk Nation. If you found this update essential, smash that like button, subscribe for more breaking news, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the know. Follow us on all socials for behind-the-scenes content and more. We'll see you next time.